And tonight's region is Sardinia. In these tough and depressing pandemic times, when we are only allowed to leave our houses if we are out of toilet paper, the best alternative to travel without abandoning your fortress is wine. So sit back, relax, and join me on 20 Italian wine regions with Corkbreaker. Let's go! Third region in my project, and it is the second biggest island in Mediterranean Sea. And like Emilia-Romagna, associates me more with cars, cheese, restaurants, and beaches. This region, at least for me, is better known for being one of the blue zones, which means that locals are enjoying life so much that they refuse to leave before reaching 100 years mark.
La resistenza ce l'hai di arrivare a 110? Cosa ne pensi?
Anche di più.
And many believe that local red wine is part of it, being full of antioxidant-rich compounds, anthocyanins, and polyphenols. Wines are quite widely planted, covering around 40,000 hectares, and are mainly grown on the rolling hills of Campidano between Cagliari and Oristano in the southwest, and in the plateau north of Olbia around Sassari and Alghero. Differences of temperatures reflect in the wines, and in the northern part, where is cooler, mainly fruit-driven wine with balanced acidity are made, with the only DOCG, Vermentino di Gallura, stepping up on the pedestal. And in the southern areas, where sometimes can be so dry that irrigation is used, what I do not see that often in the old world wines, we can find red, white, and dessert wines. Talking about dessert wines, Vernaccia di Oristano is the island's first DOC wine, receiving the status in 1971. It is a fortified wine aged in chestnut or oak barrels and has a similar taste profile as sherry, even though they are not adding extra alcohol in the fortification process. Three regions' main grapes growing on granite, limestone, sandstone, and mineral clay soils are Vermentino, Carignano, and Cannonau, which is the same as Grenache and produces 2/3 of region's red wine. And what else to do after tasting those holy grail wines? Well, first of all, the flamingo beach. I only saw flamingos in the zoo and on Animal Planet, but here you can see them in nature on the lagoon of San Teodoro. Also, locals call them gente arubia, which translates to red people, a respectful and noble name. Next stop is the capital of island Cagliari. It has everything in one place, being the cultural, educational, political, and artistic center of the island. Being one of the most beautiful cities of Italy, it gives that vibe of local lifestyle with fewer tourists compared to the other seaside holiday destinations throughout the Italy. And after exploring this city, you can walk to the Poeto beach and admire the multicolored Mediterranean Sea. And the last thing I would like to try is botarga. I heard so much about salted fish raw, mainly from mullet and sometimes from tuna, from my friend Alessandro Donino, that it clearly outrivals those famous Caribbean-style beaches. I would blame myself for the rest of my life if I would leave without trying spaghetti alla botarga dish. And the wine of this region is...
Drumroll, please!
Vernaccia di Oristano Reserva 2004 by Silvio Carta. Founded in 1950s in Baratili, San Pietro. Right from the start, Silvio devoted to the production of Vernaccia di Oristano. And even after 70 years, now leading by his son Elio, they are still concentrating on this wine. But apart from this wine and other local white and red wines, they also make Mirto liqueurs, London dry gin, vermouth, grappa, and other typical spirits. Let's taste it.
Gave good taste, eh?
That's pretty good, boys.
It has medium plus intensity gold, maybe even a Russian gold color. On the nose, intense aromas of rye bread, honey, apple jam, amaretto, butter, and coffee. Mouth has medium acidity, high and warming alcohol, and moderate sugar. On the palate, bitter taste mixed with licorice, gingerbread, and almonds. So for the conclusions, I think this wine clearly represents the island, giving that unique tasting experience which you cannot get anywhere in the world. Let me know in the comments what your #1 Sardinian wine is. If you liked it, push the like button, and to not miss the next video, I would advise you to push a subscribe button. Salute!